And good day, everyone. It is time for the recap from Mercury, in which we recap something Gundam related, mostly because. And today we are recapping Gundam narrative. My name is Scott.
I'm Jamman. Hi.
Hey,
I'm also Al Borland today.
yep, just doing that today, and so we are talking about the film Gundam narrative because the fine folks at Satsu, Sunrise, and TBS have decided that to fill the Sunday slot for the spring, they would just recut this movie into a TV show, which is going to be really funny to explain. But first, we have to talk about our sponsor, RightStuff.com, and the high-grade UC Narrative Gundam C-Packs. That is classic 1/144 scale. Comes with a laser gun, some laser swords, cool shield, little pink glowy bits, hands, a box. And if you use the link in the description, of course, you will see that they will give me about 40 cents if you buy it. 40 cents. You can also, on YouTube, click the button that looks like a dollar bill, and that just gives me $1, I think, right? Is that the rules?
Sure, why not?
Alright. So, Gundam Narrative was released in 2018. It had been originally planned as a 4-part ONA, like the Thunderbolts. But then Sunrise was like, no, we have a new statue coming and an anniversary year coming up. We need a movie in the theaters, you see. And so they forced it into theaters on what was still kind of just a TV budget. It's a very left-handed F-91 scenario.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
When you watch it, you can tell this was something else at some point.
Yeah. This was written by Fukui, who of course wrote Unicorn and the short novella that this is based on. The novella was called Phoenix Hunting, better title, and directed by Toshikazu Yoshizawa, who you will remember from Gantz. Remember Gantz? And the X-Men anime. He does not do a lot of work, this guy.
Wow, I feel old.
Gantz!
Gantz. The X-Men anime. Most people don't even know what that is.
That was, what, 2011, the X-Men anime?
Yeah, that wasn't very good.
Yeah.
It was Gantz.
No. Everyone had a friend who thought Gantz was cool. Everyone.
Yet I've never met that actual person. Like, yeah, I got a friend. He thought he liked it. Where is this person? I haven't met them yet.
Shoutouts to my friend Chuck. He really liked Gantz.
Okay. See, when I say that, someone in the chat's going to go, Gantz was awesome. Shut up.
If you thought Gantz was awesome, prove it by hitting the button that looks like a dollar sign. That'll show us. That'll show us.
I will eat my crow and enjoy it. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So this movie opens up on January 0079 outside Sydney as some kids, for no reason, really, leave their bus. And then the end of the world happens.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
We get, they set up Rita as the super new type. Like at age, what was she, maybe 7, 8? She had, seen into the future with extreme clarity. Most new types who get, some premonition about the future, they get, vague details about something that's going to happen. They're just like, no, Sydney's going to go boom, the whole thing. Colony's going to drop, a whole bunch of people are going to die. We should not go there. Everyone else is like, what?
Yeah.
Even her two buddies, who we at first think are complete nobodies, who just, happen to get lumped in with her. But as the movie goes on, we realize, no, they're probably new types too. They're just not on her level.
Yeah, she does resonate with at least one of them, which is a thing new types do.
Yes.
I'm just going to point out that none of these characters have Australian accents.
Yeah, well, we're not going to hire Aussie
I'm not
actors.
asking the fine folks at New York AV Post to have Aussie accents or to import Australians to play these characters, but
Just,
maybe.
just, just in your mind, I want you to play. I want to be a bird with an Australian accent. I won't try it because I have too much respect for Australians, and my accents are terrible.
All
Never
right.
tell. I want to be a bird. No, that's oh God, what was that? Jeez.
No, not doing it. Not doing it. Smash cut to UC 97, and Yona has some weird dreams. We also see Michelle, all grown up, wearing a weird outfit, working for Luo and Company as a fortune teller. She is a business.
She's a diviner.
She does stock forecasting with the I Ching.
Right. She is a diviner. It's like I will divine, and she's laying out all this. So everything is made from the one universe, and the four pints, and the eight pieces, and the 612. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? In reality, she's just. Sorry for stealing your joke, but Space Jim Cramer is what she is.
Yeah, space.
Just wearing a.
Miss Cleo
Just yelling-
meets Jim Kramer. Oh,
There you go.
this
Just
is a
Miss
show.
Cleo meets
This
Jim
is a show. I have to leave now. I am going to start I'm going to start the worst YouTube channel in existence. It is going to combine terrible stock advice and fake psychics, by which I mean psychics. This is going to be the best YouTube channel ever. I'm going to set up a 900 number. You'll never see me again.
I'm pretty sure that's called crypto.
Crypto is a rapture cult. That's different.
I don't see much difference right now. Like everything you just there's lots of crypto YouTube channels right now that are doing exactly that.
Michelle finishes up her viewing session, and then we get a quick exposition of everything that happened in Unicorn. If you showed up to this movie having not watched all 7 episodes of Unicorn, a thing that could happen.
The most interesting thing I think is the very last episode of Unicorn. The Unicorn is in that overclock mode where the cycle frames all burst through the Gundam and it looks really weird and it's doing weird stuff. And it waves its hand and a wave goes across the battlefield and it just shuts down all the other mobile suits. And I thought, oh wow, okay, I wonder how it did that. It turns out it didn't shut it down. It dismantled it from the inside out. Not like breaking, like literally the screws have come off. Everything's just kind of floating there. Like
Yeah.
it rewound time.
Yeah, they explained that this was in fact time shenanigans. A thing they could have, the last episode of Unicorn could have been a few minutes longer to explain that there were time shenanigans going on. But oh well.
I don't know. They did travel through time and did a highlight reel of all of Gundam there.
Yeah, we know that we need the Unicorn's time shenanigans because Michelle Luo's adoptive dad is stuck in a tube, and he will die unless he receives time shenanigans as a cure.
Little known fact: Walt Disney was 2 tubes over.
Yeah, Disney 2 tubes over.
Yeah,
Steve Jackson across the tubes.
yeah.
So our first step to finding the unicorn is to break Maria Vist out of jail. She's being transported through Colorado, and they just show up in Michelle and Yona show up in DJs and just kill some guys to break her out of jail.
Well, I was just like, they're DJs and they're kicking a bunch of Justice butts. I mean, they're handing them their ass. And for the most part, with a couple of exceptions, they don't kill anybody. They do kill one Justice pilot, and they step on the guy.
They step on one of the guards. They just step on him.
Although in their defense, this guy jumped out of the car that had just been flipped over by a mobile suit and pulled out a Glock 9 and pointed at it like, "What are you gonna splat?" Well, not much.
Like they had to get out to secure the prisoner. They splatted a guy. They just splatted a
And
guy.
Solana pops in and goes, "Good job."
Yeah. So yes, it turns out that in addition to the unicorn and the Banshee, there was a secret third, shinier, better unicorn called the Phoenix, and it's still out there, and it is already breaking physics. It's already just breaking physics. We don't know how, we don't know why. But we do know it's at Side 4, which, you'll remember last week, we were talking about Side 4. They fixed it, and then it broke again. It is still a debris field. New debris.
I'm not sure they fixed it.
No, I'm pretty sure Side 4 got fixed before Grips. Pretty sure.
That was a lot of fixing that needed to be done. We watched Thunderbolt.
Yeah,
That's a lot of fixing. They might have just said, all right, we're just going to find another Lagrange point and rename it Side 4.
Yeah. Some colonies may have been in orbit around debris fields. Anyway, we have the Shazar team, bunch of Fetties in very cool grunt suits, are chasing the Phoenix, and it goes badly.
Yes. The Phoenix is, like, I always joke how fast Gundams are. This thing is like, okay, just stop. Like, as God, we always joke about God suits and how all powerful they are. Phoenix is the God suit. It is moving so fast, no one can even see it. Yeah, it's got, like, shield funnels that are, like, lightning quick. It just, it has the best poses of any Gundam I've ever seen. Like, it just magically floats in air, has giant angel wings. It stands there and does victory poses. Like, Sephiroth looks at things and goes, damn.
Yeah.
I got my game.
And as the chase continues, we get Yona now in the narrative Gundam with the oh god, I'm going to get the letters wrong. This is the Apex, right? The mini Dendro is the A.
I think so. Either way, it's this big shoebox thing. It's basically a small, like you said, mini Dendro, except it has big friggin' claws on it.
Yeah, it's got eye-field claws.
Right. The whole objective is not to shoot down the Phoenix, it's to capture it.
Yeah.
So this is essentially what would happen if you turned a Dendrobium into a Pokeball.
Yep. I was right. It is the Apex. Ha ha! Can't get me, comment section.
They'll try anyway.
Oh, they'll get me on the next thing. We get, Yona shows up. We get the original retro, the original new type flash sound effect, dug out of the archives from '79. Love to hear it.
Like, I
love to hear it.
I really
love to hear it.
One pilot asks, "How can it go that fast with a pilot?" And we're like, later we watch. Yeah, about that.
Yeah, that's what you need to worry about. It's breaking physics, and you're worried about the pilot. We jump to Side 3, where Minerva is up to stuff, and she's on a conference call. She's on Space Zoom to some Xeon politician who is also up to stuff. That's all we know.
Did they talk about it here? I think they come to it later, but they talk about how the Unicorn and the Banshee have been dismantled. They've been taken apart as they are too dangerous, and they should never be used again. So they were dismantled under the view of both Federation and Xeon reporters, observers.
Yeah. Neutral observers all saw the parts get taken apart, and they were put away on the moon.
And
the moon.
And put back together.
That's
apparently the Unicorn's like a Lego. You can just take it all apart and put it all back together again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what the Psycho Frame does, right? It just holds it together. You gotta think real hard. Michelle shows up. She bullies everyone on the Federation ship. We get a scene where we find out this is a double secret Federation op to find the Phoenix, and Luo just bullied their way in. We get a scene where we juxtapose pulling, Yona out of his pilot suit and pulling armor off the NT. It's book. It's like poetry. It rhymes.
We're going to Lucas, are we?
Yeah.
But yes, Yuna pops up and he's wearing a giant spacesuit. Like, like huge giant padding and legs, and it's got maybe Psycho Frame in it. I can't tell.
Yeah, it looks like
It's
it's
kind of
got like
absurd.
Psycho Frame incorporated into parts of it.
Right, and it looks uncomfortable as sin and hotter than hell. I mean, just miserable. And they start taking when you finally get down to it, the narrative Gundam isn't that much. They call it the Scarecrow, which makes it. It's just basically a frame with a head attached. But the idea is, okay, we can put anything we want on this.
It's shades of the F90, plus also I think the narrative might this is a lore question, but I think the narrative is maybe meant to be a test bed for Psycho Frame tech that went into the unicorns, and they just pulled it out of mothballs.
Like, what's the only one we got left? We dismantled, quote, two of them, and the other one's, breaking physics out by side force. We need to go catch it.
Yeah, we gotta go catch it. Gotta go catch it.
Why?
So,
Time travel? Wait
yeah,
a minute. If it can travel through time, how are we going to catch it? Don't worry about it.
that is a question no one ever adequately resolves, except that, like, well, yeah, Yona's just gonna be, a good dumb space boy at her until she stops, right? That's how he's gonna do it.
I'm just saying, if this thing can really travel through time, unless it's like the DeLorean, it's got to get up to a certain speed to do it. You can't catch it. It's just like, no, I'm going back 5 minutes ago. There we go.
Yeah. We are now after that we are introduced to the only good character in this movie, Zoltan.
Zoltan. Can we first off knock on the name of Zoltan? Is like, as far as bad guy game names go in in Gundam, that's high up there, baby.
It's fun to shout.
Voltron.
It's fun to shout.
That's a Voltron villain.
Yeah.
That is a Voltron villain.
So what we have are yet another heavily armed, well-equipped Neo-Zeon Splinter faction. In the novel, this is taking place at the same time as Unicorn, while Bananas is on Earth, everyone else is hunting the Phoenix in space. So it's not that dumb to have a bunch of sleeves running around, but this is actually really tired. This is the fourth Zeon. Yes, I know of 6, but it's like, no, this is the fourth Zeon faction, holdout faction, and they have a Neo Zeong. They show it to you strapped to the front of their spaceship.
In a big like shipping container cage thing, which is hilarious. But yeah, they made 2 of these things?
How?
Sure. I don't
what,
know. Just
like,
don't ask me to...
Yes, I understand
the
the economy.
Store something like that. As soon as they see the first one, they're like, okay, we need to be on the lookout for this giant death machine. But yes, this is Neo Zeong.
Yeah. And they too are hunting the Phoenix because they would like a lot of Psycho Frame and to travel through time. And Zoltan is not well. He's not a healthy individual. He's not a healthy individual, but he is in charge. We are not.
Yeah.
No one explains why he is in charge at any point.
They eventually later come out and say he was another attempt to get a Char clone. They even talked about the Char Resurrection Project, the final product and best product of which was Full Frontal. So what that tells us is if you're trying to recreate Char and you screw up, you get the Joker. That's what you get.
Yeah.
You get some laughing maniac who just kills everyone for kicks and giggles. If you do it right, you get Full Frontal, which is basically Char. If you do it wrong, oh my goodness.
And I watched this dubbed. I watched this dub, and the guy playing Zoltan having a great time. He's having a great time.
I'm sure it was like, okay, who am I playing? Zoltan. Ooh, what's he doing? Oh, it's gonna be fun.
He's a cackling murderer. Okay, this is great. Yes. I like this guy.
I get to have some fun.
We then flash back to UC 87 as the kids are, at the Murasame Labs. And, the Murasame Labs that gave us Rosamia and 4. Yeah. And we see what kind of procedures and safety protocols they have in place that gave us such wonderful, stable individuals like Rosamia and Four.
Well, you have to think about it for a second. It's like, wait a minute. There's a whole bunch of people that never got out of the lab. They let Rosamia and Four out. So those were the stable ones.
Rosamia.
That was the best that came out.
Rosamia was deemed ready for active combat situations.
Yeah, well, as we can see, by the end of the war, they're like, yeah, whatever, send it out.
Yeah.
Rosamia has several severe mental traumas and is probably psychotic. Well, we're all going to die, so who cares?
Like if
we're all about to be charged with war crimes.
if we don't win, we get charged for war crimes. And if they die, that's one war crime they can't prove we did.
Right. I call it a win-win.
That's some galaxy braining. That is some galaxy brains at the Murasame Labs. Yeah.
I do like the flashback to the speech Char gave about the AUG, and you just get a flash cut of the Zeta, which is like, oh, you couldn't give us a little bit more of that. I'd love to see that battle in updated animation.
Well, they do show us a bit of this. They did do new animation. It might have been sourced from New Translation, actually, but there is new shiny animation of bits of Descartes. And, we just see that the Murasame Labs, they're a total meat grinder. We then skip back to UC-97. As Zoltan is on the hunt, he has a special device that detects Psycho Frame, and he's going to use it to find the Phoenix, which is now chilling out near the University colony on Side 6.
On a side note, the Federation also has this brand new device that allows them to track Psycho Frame, and they're able to track it to this University colony on Side 6.
What could possibly go wrong?
Mobile suits in colonies? That always ends well.
And they deploy Zoltan and, his grown-up supervisors, and they say, now Zoltan, don't you fight in the colony. That's a war crime, Zoltan. Don't do war crimes, Zoltan. Zoltan immediately does war crimes. Immediately.
Yeah, he sees a Gundam and it triggers him. He's like, oh, a Gundam. Is that the one we're looking for? No. Do we care? Not really. Bang, 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 bang.
He's not even aiming at it, really? He's not aiming at anyone.
They make a joke there, like, man, it's so easy to get in here. Well, it's on summer break, so most of the students aren't here. I don't know. I saw a lot of people at that colony.
There were a lot of people. This is like that. They tell you that line to make you think, oh no, they can't. Oh, it's a shame they blew up that building on Sunday. If it was a work day, it would have been full Vegeta. We'd have killed them all. Because Nappa knows what day of the week it is.
Yeah, or cares. Or Batman, Superman. The island is completely uninhabited. This island in Metropolis. Nobody lives there.
No homeless people.
Metropolis. Never mind. Yeah, Zoltan kills a lot of people trying to kill the Gundam, and the Gundam, doesn't fire back.
Because Yona is a good boy. He is a good boy who does not do war crimes.
Yes, he does pull out beam sabers to try and protect himself, but yeah, things gonna go real bad real fast. And then in a great, like, straight up out of, I don't know, Final Fantasy or Gurren Lagann, the friggin' Phoenix shows up standing on top of a rock, which I guess is actually a mountain, with striking a pose.
It's doing the G Gundam pose. It's doing the G Gundam pose.
That's what I knew. I would recognize that from there. It is doing a straight up G Gundam. Like, colony is on fire. People are getting sucked into outer space, and everyone's dying. A cool pose, bro.
What's interesting is that Zoltan is left-handed, which is just neat. It's different.
That's what you took away from this?
I mean, it is a thing I wrote down. It's like, hey, Zoltan's left-handed. He sword fights left-handed. Isn't that a thing?
I wasn't paying attention to his hand where I was paying attention to all the dead people.
Yeah.
You saw mother and child get vaporized or sucked out into space, or possibly both.
Zoltan is also very self-conscious. He feels inadequate because he's not a Char. And then he finds out that the Federation has scraped together not a Gundam to fight him. And he's really upset that the Federation couldn't send a whole Gundam to fight him, a definitely real big boy Char, who's a very serious big boy Char. So he starts murdering more people indiscriminately. The Phoenix kicks on the NTD mode in the narrative somehow, which summons the Zeong to the narrative, which also makes Zoltan feel bad about himself.
Yeah, and he starts yelling at the Neo Zeong, "No, it's me you want, it's me!" I'm like, what is happening right now? Even by, like, new type magic standards, this is completely... What?
Yeah.
That NTD kicks in a machine that doesn't have it. The Phoenix is trying to talk it down, even though it's a machine, it's alive, whatever. And the narrative somehow fits into a Neo Zeong, which was designed for a Sinanju, so I guess apparently any suit can use the thing.
You know, Anaheim is very conscientious about universal ports. You know.
Yes, I mean, maybe it's just one big ass USB port somewhere in there.
Like there's like a Space Jaga consortium making sure everything's interoperable.
Yeah. Everyone uses a lightning port.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Oh God. You know SNRI made sure none of their ports worked with Anaheim gear.
Oh, no. It's like, no, we're going back to USB-C. But lightning's better. Don't care.
And then we get a flashback to the scene of Michelle and Yona and Rita on the rocks outside Sydney for the second time, where they talk about whether heaven's real and how Rita wants to be a bird. This movie is 90 minutes long, and they do this scene 4 times.
Right. When I was watching, I was like, wait a minute. She says that one time. They just come back to it over and over again. I thought she said it over and over and over again. No, she only says it once.
Yeah.
They just keep repeating that one time.
I could not imagine a 4-episode cut of this, because it would actually have to be 10 minutes longer.
Right. And 6 of those minutes is just her repeating, "I want to be a bird. I want to be a bird. I want to be a bird." Then they go into a full music video of bird, bird, bird. Bird is the word. And a bird, bird, bird. Okay.
Rita is not a character. She's not even a good MacGuffin. Yona is a wet sock of a character. Michelle is alright. Zoltan is brilliant. Everyone else is just around. Everyone else is just around.
You don't even know the rest of the name. Who's that guy who follows Michelle around, or her assistant?
I think his name is Brick.
Brick?
I think it's Brick.
I'm gonna call him Bill.
Yeah, like he has stuff going on. Like, he says things that very clearly indicate that he's got stuff going on. He's got a whole life and a whole situation.
Not at the end of this.
No, not for us. Doesn't matter. Everyone freaks out, and the Phoenix leaves. We get a bunch of more exposition about psycho frames and new types and how they resonate, and we get a bunch of clips from old anime, literally just Double Zeta. I don't even think this is the Blu-ray master of Double Zeta. I don't think this is the color-corrected stuff.
No, they just use whatever they got. I do like, and I don't know if like is the right word, I did react. I did react to... Hold on. 3, 2, 1. I did react to one line they had where they finally caught the kids and brought them back to the Institute, and they're talking about the war crimes. And the guy is so angry, he's like, "Man, next time maybe we should just chop their feet off so they can't run away anymore." And the doctor goes, "Well, I can do that. They don't need feet for my experiments."
They don't, like, he's got the notes from the Living Dead division. It's like, yeah, they don't really need legs to do what we need them to. We can make this work. He's thought this through. That guy. That guy does not have a name, but he is now my third favorite character.
He has one line. It's dark as hell. We find out that Michelle sort of and mostly sold out the other two. Yeah. The family she works for now, who adopted, I'm using air quotes for those who were listening to the audio version, wanted her because they thought she was the miracle child, the one who saw everything. They figured out, okay, it's just one of them. It's not all three. And Michelle figured that out too and said, send them me. That way you get the happy. You get to keep the powerful one. They're happy, and they think you did what you were supposed to do. And I get to live.
And like, Yona is there. Yeah. He does not. Well, he takes it well, kind of. Well, he is very sad to see Rita go, but he never, at no point does he really cuss out Michelle for betraying him and Rita. And, Michelle feels guilty and eventually says sorry, kind of, eventually, in this movie. But, Yona is maybe you should be angrier about this, beyond the one scene where you were very sad that they took Rita. You got sold out. They turned your brain inside out. The Murasame Labs turned your brain inside out because your best friend sold you up the river.
Yeah.
It
got dark real fast, and like you said, he wasn't all that freaked out about it. Especially okay, I can understand horrendous mental trauma. You don't want to touch that. Going to that place is dark, dangerous, and miserable. At the same time, you can't get rid of it. It's always with you. Her there, it's like, yeah, I'll work for you if it means saving Rita. I'm like, the whole reason you and Rita are in the position you are now is because of what she did. Would you be in that same position if she did not do that? Quite possibly. But
we also get a scene from a Federation tech who uses how much equipment does the NT really need? This man is now my fourth favorite character. We find out, we get some banter about from the guys in the Shazar team where it's like, they're saying this Phoenix can make us live forever. Is that a thing any of us want? Do we want that?
Right. Yeah. You realize where we live, right? This is UC. You want to stay here forever? Do you really?
Yeah.
And I like that when they explain, Michelle literally explains exactly what a new type is. She says it real fast, and the pilots don't have time for this bullshit. They're like, okay, shut up. What do we got to do to fix this? But She literally says it runs on dead people. She doesn't say that exact words, but she says, no, it uses the souls, if you want to call them that, of the people who have passed beyond to power and create energy for the mobile suit. So you're saying the Zeta really did run on dead people?
Yep, that is what happened.
That was a meme we made up for a joke. You're saying it's literal.
We've been saying that the Zeta runs on dead girlfriends for decades. But I guess
you just made it
no. The Phoenix is the Phoenix's dead girlfriend.
Pure, undistilled dead girlfriend. No, not little bits of each one. No, one whole entire one, the whole thing in the core.
Yep. It turns out that the only other named character on the Neo sleeves, post sleeves, character is a spy for the politician man from earlier, and Zoltan does not appreciate this. Betrayal?
Yeah.
Technically
he outranks her, so.
Yeah, she's it's like she's conversing with the guy bankrolling their bizarrely well-equipped faction of space weirdos, and he's mad that she's gonna skip town and let us get caught maybe. Yeah. And it's so he takes that well. He takes that really well. He's mature adult about it, and he just, locks her in the break. No, he doesn't. He murders her. Beats her to death with spoon.
Now comes the part of the show I like to call Zoltan kills everyone.
And Zoltan decides that rather than catch the Phoenix, a thing that might be a good thing to do, he is going to drive out to a big pile of helium tubes, which I don't know why they keep all their helium tubes out there. Logistically, this seems very complicated. And he's going to... Well, here's the thing. Helium is an inert gas, but because he has the Neo-Zeong Psycho Frame, he can just force the helium to spontaneously undergo fusion.
I don't know what he does.
He just shouts out it really loud, and the Psycho Frame puts the power of the sun in the palm of his hand.
Apparently, yes. He goes full Doc Ock on us, or he goes full Sentry from Marvel Comics. Power of a million exploding suns, boom! It starts blowing the crap up everywhere. Madness ensues.
And someone does the math and realizes that all this helium is going to destroy 3 colonies, and those 3 colonies will land on Earth, and that will be bad. And now we have a ticking clock where all of our guys have to stop Zoltan from Zoltanning the whole planet.
Zoltan. I want that on a t-shirt. I'm Zoltanning this whole planet. Oh, that was good. Anyway.
Zimmerman and Banana are also there now. They are coming. We get a shot of them doing something.
Yeah, Banazra shows up in a newly pimped out silver bullet with the Unicorn's Beam Magnum. Side note, the Unicorn's Beam Magnum has such a kick to it, it destroys the arm of the silver bullet every time it fires. So the silver bullet has a rack of arms on the back. Every time it fires, just pops off the arm, new arm. Like, couldn't you just upgrade the arms?
Couldn't you just install the beam magnum into the shoulder joint, which would be more stable? But no, I actually want to call out someone in the chat. Androyus has said that the theme of the movie is scraping the bottom of the barrel. We have a failed Char, we have a failed Gundam, we have a failed new Gundam, we have a very short novel that's being forced to be a whole movie. We have that
he calls the whole thing a kit bash. I'm like, it's not inaccurate. It's kind of, we're taking a piece from this and a piece from this and a piece from that, and we're shoving it all together.
So Bananas goes out, or Yona goes out in the sea packs, and he's gonna fight it. And then Michelle is like, I have a space truck full of Psycho Frame parts, and I'm just gonna throw them at you, and hopefully your hopes and dead girlfriend will be more powerful than his anger and no dead girlfriend.
Right.
And they kind of fight to a standstill, and the Phoenix shows up to help, and we get, Banana is also firing things, he's here now. And then we get, it turns out the narrative actually has the coolest looking core fighter I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
For like 3 seconds. And then,
don't get much of it.
Yeah, for 3 seconds. And then Yona gets to the Phoenix, and he has an extended flashback where he explains why the three miracle children have their, like, matching best motherfucking friends forever necklace. And it's very long, and it's what you expect. It's literally, it belonged to my dad, who I care about, and now it's broken, but I fixed it, but we have to share it, and we're best motherfucking friends forever, I guess.
Woo!
Yeah, this is such a long walk. This flashback is so long. They repeat the scene from the debris of Sydney again. I
want to be a bird. Then they do the Bird is the Word music video. Which, by the way, this is all horribly out of place. I'm like, death, destruction, healing, explosion. Kids talking around their table and then talking about how they want to be reincarnated as a bird. I'm like, okay, I get you wanted to put this in here, but you probably shouldn't have put it here. I'm not an editor.
But now... So now that we have all of the backstory, including some of the backstory we already knew, Yona is able to fly the Phoenix, which now has 2 whole dead girlfriends powering it, which means he can beat Zoltan and stop the helium from going critical, and there's some big wings that just come out of the Psycho frame for a while, and then the Phoenix leaves, and Bananas gives Yona a ride to the moon, and we find out, yeah, the unicorn's fine. It's in a box. Yeah. They're gonna need it. Stay tuned for Unicorn 2, a set of high-budget OVAs that will maybe come out. We'll see.
They have to sell more Masquerade unicorns. They just have to.
This one is gonna have all the extra tape bits on it.
Yeah. Guess what? It's all friggin' water slide decals.
And then the music plays, and that is it. That is the movie. That, God, this would have been a really good 2-part OVA. 2, yeah. Not 3, not 4, just 2.
Yeah, when I watched this, I didn't know it was an OVA. Like, when I first watched it, like, was this a side video game they just decided to extend into a movie? Because that's what this feels like.
These are all the cutscenes from Missing Link, and you just stapled them together. Yeah.
Right. I mean, this wasn't bad, but there is certain points, like, the animation quality at times is like, ugh. It's early Dragon Ball Super quality.
It's like TV. It's TV. It's good enough for TV, but, like, I'm in a theater. Or I could have seen it in a theater. I did not. They did it through Fathom, which means they don't screen in Canada.
I saw it in the theater.
Yeah.
I saw it in the theater, and one guy yelled, "Zig Zion!" right when the movie started. And everyone just kind of, It's like, come on, dude.
Dude.
And he did it right before the friggin' colony drop.
That is no bad.
Like, okay, first off, that's stupid. Second off, bad timing.
It's like, guys, we gotta talk about. We gotta talk about how you keep endorsing the fascist side a little too hard. It's maybe not so fun in games. Time and place for your fun in games, guys.
Space Nazis.
Yeah.
Yes, if you didn't know already, this was like we're doing Unicorn 2. Unicorn 1 made us a lot of friggin' money, and everybody liked it. So we are not letting that golden goose stop laying eggs quite yet.
Yeah, we are going to have a fuller armorer unicorn.
No, we're going to have the heavy weapon system, and all it will have is armor on it.
Yes. Oh, yeah. No, they owe us a heavy weapon, the unicorn heavy arms, which is, just extra bolt-on parts. It's going to be Chobums. Right. Psycho Frame Chobums.
It's Psycho Frame that opens to reveal, yes, more Psycho Frame.
Yeah. That's what I have to say about MT. It is just pushing,
just stretching,
that soup as far as it'll go.
I have it here. Plug for Right Stuff. That's where I got it. Is this terrible? No, there's much worse Gundam than this.
Oh God, yeah.
We have all seen it. There's something called Doozy Bots, which we do not speak of. It's like Voldemort.
Oh no, Doozy Bots is great. Love Doozy Bots.
We don't talk about that. Didn't really happen. There's also a thing known as the live-action Gundam movie, which we do not speak of. G-Savior, didn't happen. That's not real. It's also like Voldemort. We just don't speak of it. This is not that. This is not perfect. This has got flaws, but it's not that. And it's good. I would have liked to have seen a Master Grade narrative. We never got one. All we got was the Sinanju Stein recolor.
Yeah, easy to put together.
The Sinanju Stein Part 2, which I have somewhere back there, and I bought it just so I could do some kind of custom, and I don't know what it's going to be. But, like I said, I would recommend if you can find it rental somewhere. Amazon had it available for rental in sub and dub. But quite frankly, this Blu-ray, I got it for $25.
Yeah, it goes on like I got the basic one for about 18, I think, on on one of the really deep winter sales.
Yeah.
Right Stuff
I
still
got
does the quarter.
the fancy collector with a book, and this one is in English.
Yeah,
I can read all of it, and they
I
show
got
you,
the
and they show
basic.
pictures. Yeah, the thing with a book, it's got all sorts of pretty pictures, and you get to see lots of Zoltan making very weird faces at you.
Zoltan makes very good faces.
That's all he does. Like,
So
there's
yeah,
Zoltan sleeping is terrifying.
yeah. I think that's about what I've got.
That's about it. Yeah.
All right,
But
so
2 more weeks till the return of Witch of Mercury.
Witch from Mercury is back on the 9th, which means we will be back right after that to talk about season 2. I am hyped for this. I am liking it. But until then, I must say that we are brought to you by RightStuff.com and the Narrative Gundam C-Pax Mobile Suit High Grade UC 1144th Model Kit. It comes with everything you need to make a model kit. There's some stickers. There's some there's some weapons. Comes in a nice box. It is available for a reasonable price and affordable shipping from RightStuff.com. If you use the link below, they will send us some money, because that's why we do this. But until next time.
Good night, everybody.